What up, Fightful fam, and welcome to your Fightful Fix Thursday, November 5th edition. Yeah, so there you go, guys. Kevin Lee gets that massive tattoo on the back of his head, down to his neck, connects to his back, and it didn't catch anyone by surprise. This is something he's been teasing for quite a while, and it was done with a very renowned, very talented, and well-respected tattoo artist. So link in the description here if you want to take a look at his artwork more closely. Before we go any farther, guys, if you can please hit subscribe, tap the notification bell, leave a like on this video. It goes a long way to helping this channel grow. And if you're a Fightful Fix regular, I know you're seeing the format of the show is evolving. That's going to continue to happen as we figure out what we want to do with this moving forward. But please let us know in the comment section what you would like to see. Okay, now moving on from Kevin Lee's tattoo, let's talk a little bit about Paige VanZant. It was announced earlier this year that she was departing from the UFC, subsequently signed a lucrative deal multi-fight with BKFC, that is the bare knuckle fighting championship. And with the ongoing pandemic, her debut was delayed, and now we finally have a date set. PVZ will make her BKFC debut on Friday, February 5th. That is Super Bowl weekend. Tampa, Florida is the location of Super Bowl weekend, and so you suspect that they're going to have this BKFC somewhere where they can capitalize on all the ongoing media attention. That is the plan, according to David Feldman, president of BKFC, and he spoke with MMA Fighting earlier this week. Feldman confirmed that Paige VanZant will either serve as the headliner or co-main eventer for that event, recognizing PVZ's name value and saying that they firmly want to build this card around her. No opponent was announced, but says PVZ has been training and that, they want to make her a star in the promotion. If you recall earlier this year when Paige signed with BKFC after leaving the UFC, there was a whole lot of confusion from fans and media who said, really, is this the best choice for Paige VanZant? A lot of people expected that she would move over to Bellator and get the red carpet treatment there alongside her husband and, current Bellator fighter Austin Vanderford. One Championship is a place that could have made use of her star power. I think BKFC was not even on the radar of most people in the industry, but it's where we are. I know a lot of people said they're not interested in seeing her there, that they don't think it's the right career move. If not monetarily, just sort of the damage she might accrue in a bare knuckle fight. I don't particularly care that much. Paige VanZant, I believe, is first and foremost a martial artist. I know, she's done very well for herself on social media and modeling, Dancing with the Stars. But if you're going to bare knuckle fighting, it's because it is where you believe you will thrive personally as a mixed martial artist. So more power to her as far as I'm concerned. Plus, not to say that they're going to give her gimme fight after gimme fight, but I don't think that anyone would get a big enough rub over PVZ to warrant her losing. So you would imagine that David Feldman is looking at giving her some matchmaking that's going to benefit Paige VanZant and really make her an anchor of bare knuckle fighting championship moving forward. Now let's talk a little bit about Israel Adesanya, Jan Blachowicz, Jon Jones, and Robert Whittaker. This weird rectangle going on between middleweight and light heavyweight. So Jon Jones and Israel Adesanya have been beefing back and forth for longer than I care to talk about. Jon Jones vacated the light heavyweight title, planned to move up to heavyweight. Jan Blachowicz wins the light heavyweight title. Jon Jones starts talking about dropping back down to 205. Israel Adesanya and Jon Jones start talking smack again. And Robert Whittaker poises himself for the next shot of the UFC middleweight title. What happened going into UFC 254 was that both Dana White and Israel Adesanya stated that should Jared Cannonier beat Robert Whittaker decisively, that he was going to get the next title shot against Israel Adesanya. But the same was never explicitly said about Robert Whittaker. No one was saying, hey, if Robert Whittaker wins, he gets a title rematch after being so decisively beat by Adesanya in their first meeting. Coming out of that fight, Whittaker won a unanimous decision against Jared Cannonier, and UFC President Dana White said, yeah, I think what makes the most sense and what I'm going to present to Adesanya is a rematch between him and Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker said he was down for the fight, although, admittedly, he didn't seem too keen in the sense of fighting Izzy isn't fun, and he got his ass whipped the first time. So you could kind of sense that reservation from him. He made it abundantly clear. Not in the sense that he wasn't going to take the fight, but he definitely wasn't looking forward to fighting Izzy again. He did also say that, he's got a child on the way, and so he refuses to book a fight or have a fight anywhere on his mind until after welcoming his next child. Shortly after, we get the news that Israel Adesanya will instead fight Jan Blachowicz for the UFC light heavyweight title, a super fight between the two champions, and everyone's confused because just this Saturday we're going to have Thiago Santos versus Glover Teixeira in what should be a number one contenders fight for light heavyweight. John Jones, I suspect, is still working to his heavyweight debut. And Robert Whittaker was right here because if you talk to Jan, I think he said that he doesn't plan on fighting Izzy until like Marchish. Robert Whittaker said he was eyeing an April fight. So we're in this position where Robert Whittaker was right here. We have a number one contenders fight for light heavyweight happening very soon. Jan Blachowicz has never even defended his title. And Israel Adesanya said he wanted to clear out the middleweight division before moving up. So this seems to contradict a lot of what was being talked about. You also have Darren Till versus Jack Hermanson coming up later this month. If Jack Hermanson won, despite having that loss to Jared Cannonier, he'd have a pretty good resume to stake his claim for a title shot against Izzy. Darren Till, probably a little less likely since he's coming off of a loss against Robert Whittaker, but it was a competitive fight. Some people believe Darren Till won, and Darren Till and Izzy have spoken ad nauseum about one another on social media and in traditional media. So there's a lot of normal matchmaking options here, and what Izzy is doing sort of contradicts what he said he wanted for his own legacy. Now, more power to him. Go make your money. Go potentially win another title. I'm not here to sort of dictate or give advice to Israel Adesanya's career. He is far more successful than I likely ever will be in this MMA business. But it's just a little weird. It kind of hit you out of left field. And Robert Whittaker even told MMA Junkie that he was never even contacted about a fight. And Dana White said in the press that it seems like Whittaker doesn't want the fight. Whittaker said, he believes there was a misunderstanding there. He obviously wants the fight, but he's not looking forward to fighting Izzy because it's a tough matchup, and he doesn't want to think about a fight until the new year. All reasonable statements by Robert Whittaker, but reasonable is not always what we get in mixed martial arts. So Israel Adesanya and Jan Blachowicz, all signs point to will be fighting one another in the early stages of 2021. So what do we do with the rest of the division? Well, I think you want to maybe match Robert Whittaker up with the winner of Darren Till versus Jack Hermanson. If Jack Hermanson wins, I think that's an awesome fight, and that will without a doubt crown the next number one contender. If Darren Till wins, maybe it's a little soon for the rematch, considering these guys fought earlier this year, but it was close enough that I think Whittaker versus Darren Till 2 is not egregious. Meanwhile, I just want John Jones to stay on track for heavyweight. If he's not getting a title shot next, there's no reason for him to be talking about a return to 205. And yeah, I don't know what Izzy plans on doing if he wins the title. Is he going to defend both? That's just going to slow down both divisions. There are contenders at middleweight and there are contenders at light heavyweight. But I guess you match Izzy up with, some combination of Whittaker, Till, Hermanson, or with the winner of Thiago Santos versus Glover Teixeira. And that is all for today's Fightful Fix. Let me know in the comments section, from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being great and 1 being horrendous, what do you make of Kevin Lee's new tattoo? And who are you siding with in Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz? If you like this video, the best way you can help our channel grow, tap subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a like on this comment. We appreciate your support as we sort of continue to go through this process of trying new things and crafting an identity for this channel. For Fightful MMA, I'm Shaquille Mad Jury, and keep up with us for everything Fightful and so delightful.